Okay, everybody. So let's have a beautiful present time together, and I can't wait to hear all of your questions at the end. So how I would like to start is with a little practice. So let's just begin and get centered and fully aware and present. If you do have other browsers open or other things, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but maybe you want to practice this self-care piece, which is being fully present and mindful. Okay, so check in with yourself right now, and even just the environment that you're in. Have a look around. This is probably going to be almost 10 minutes. So if you want to move away from the computer, you don't have to take notes here, just practice, just get present. So maybe you want to lie down. You can stay seated as well. But just have a look at your environment and see, what can I do maybe to make myself feel a little more comfortable? What position do I need in? And just take a moment to do that. And then when you're ready, just do nothing, the first bit, and feel how good that feels not to have to be pressured to actually do anything right now. You just get to be. And check in with the overall general state of your thoughts. Just watch the stories. And the fun part here is just to see if you can explore being the observer. So can you actually take a seat and kind of watch the thoughts? So we don't have to analyze them or go on to a long story or try to change them even. You're just watching. What's the overall general state of those thoughts? And then check in with your emotions. So what's the overall general state of your mood, your emotions? Maybe you want to label them even. And then the overall general state of your energy. So is your energy high, low, medium? Maybe you don't know, that's okay too. It's just kind of that idea that you're alive, that buzz in your body. However you describe energy, let's check in with that. And watch any judgments or stories, or if the mind starts to really wander as I take you through all these different practices, or even as you're listening to the whole webinar, just smile, acknowledge that beautiful mind. It's trying so hard to help you and protect you. So say thank you, smile, maybe bring some humor, and then come back to the present moment. And then let's bring your awareness to your breath. And just notice any qualities at all that come up. Is it rigid or bumpy? Maybe it's smooth or soft, or other words that come up. What's the rate of it or the pace of the breath? The depth? And even notice the length. So the length of the inhale compared to the length of the exhale. And notice if there's a pause in between the inhale and exhale, or perhaps it's one continuous motion. You don't have to change anything. There's no right or wrong here. And then even notice the temperature of the breath as it enters and exits the nostrils. So perhaps you can get a sense of the air being more cool and dry on the inhale, and a little more warmed and moistened on the exhale. Maybe you can even hear the sound of your breath. Maybe you notice if you're breathing more through one side of the nostril or the other. And then notice how the breath is moving in your body. What are the more obvious areas? And then even the more subtle areas. How is the body responding to this rhythm of your breath. And then bring the awareness to your entire body. So head to toe, head to fingers, just kind of overall scan. Notice any physical sensations that pop up, the more dominant ones, the less dominant ones. Maybe you can feel the temperature of the air on your skin, or you can feel maybe where your body's in space, or where your body's supported by the surface underneath you. So maybe you feel your feet on the floor, or the back of the chair at your legs, or your back body on the floor, the back of the head resting on a surface. So just feel those connections. And then bring your awareness to your feet, the tops of them, the bottom, the ankles, the knees. Can you get a sense of the angle that your knees are in? The hips, the pelvis, the sit bones. Maybe you feel them, or maybe you can just get a sense of where they may be in space. And then can you feel your entire trunk? So from the abdomen, or from the pubic bone even, all the way up to the breastbone, all the way up to the throat. So that whole front of the trunk. And then the sides of the trunk, so right and left, from the top of the pelvis to the armpits. And the back body, getting a sense of where your tailbone may be, and then all the way up to the back of the neck. And then feel your arms. Get a sense of the weight of them, any images that come up, any sensations, where they're positioned in space, where they might be away from the trunk, or where they might be touching the trunk, or maybe your forearms or hands are touching another part of your body. And feel the angle that your elbows are in. Feel your wrists. And then see if you can get a sense of the palms of your hands and the backs of your hands. And your thumbs, index finger, middle, ring, and pinky. And then bring your awareness all the way back up to the throat, the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, and then to your head. So the back of the head, the top, the forehead. Get a sense of where your eyes are, even your eyebrows, your cheeks, your mouth, the upper lip, the bottom. Even inside the mouth, can you get a sense of the space around the tongue? And feeling the ears. And then the tip of your nose. And maybe you can connect with that breath again as it enters and exits those nostrils. And then take a moment and think of 2 things that you are grateful for today. This is just for yourself. You don't have to share it or write it down or anything. Just 2 things you're grateful for today. And then I invite you to set an intention. So some of you may be familiar with setting intentions and some of you may not. So I'll give you some examples. An intention, it's different than a goal. An intention is really a theme that you'd like to keep coming back to again and again. So it could be an intention you want to set for the rest of our time here on this webinar, or maybe for the rest of your day. So an intention would be something like, perhaps you'd like to focus on staying fully present. Or maybe your intention is that you would like to really honor yourself. So the self-care piece, or you want to honor the self-compassion. Or maybe the intention is that you'd like to just be open and explore, be open to learning something. Or maybe your intention is that you would just like to have fun and bring in joy. So I hope that gives you an idea. There's many more, but just set just one intention for our remaining time together here. And then when you're ready, you can start to move around a little bit. And if you were away from the computer, you can come back.